Welcome, everybody, to the 13th episode of A Dash of Salt. To my right, as always, we have the newly hair color changed Reaper's
Yep.
Past. Wait. I think, yep, okay. We got some cheers for you.
Hey, love that.
How you doing tonight? Or this evening?
Not bad. Just finished the stream a little bit while ago. Just kind of vibing, seeing where the night's gonna go.
I like it. Is what's your like main times that you stream? Are you more of a weekend guy?
It's pretty much like whenever I get the chance.
Whenever you get the chance. No, I definitely get that. That's almost why I like find it hard to make a schedule. Cause like I don't even like I'll set certain days and certain times, but I may not even stream those days.
Yeah, it's rough, especially with like working and everything, because my schedule's kind of sporadic. So because of that, I'm not able to nail down a schedule, and because of that, like I'm also like very flaky when it comes to it. It's like I feel like doing it right now, then I don't. It's like, okay, I'm very sleepy. I want to sleep. Yeah, it's just a bunch of stuff.
No, I totally get
gets
it. So for anyone who doesn't know you and new to who you are, tell everyone who you are.
Hi, ReapersPast or John. Literally, so I play anything from like I'm gonna do the entire little spiel.
Do it.
Anything from indie to AAA, anything in between is fair game. I also do some D&D on my channel occasionally. So we try to just have a good time on my channel, just have jokes, all those other things. And, like I think I'm pretty decent at games. Like the only thing that'll ever really kill me are ledges because I apparently don't have any spatial awareness.
Okay.
That'll happen.
That's so funny. So indie to AAA. So what's been like one of your favorite indie games you've played?
Ever?
Sure. Because I feel like I'm just now getting more into the indie. I feel like I've always been like the huge studio gamer. Like everyone plays those games, and like watching, like we talked about a minute ago, Robo. Like he plays a lot of indie games, and I feel like I'm always catching the tail end of his streams. It's made me want to play some of these other indie games.
Gotcha. Well, okay, so I would say Hades.
Okay.
Hollow Knight. Like all the indie darlings. I recently started playing Death Trash.
Okay, I haven't heard of that one.
So Death Trash is kind of like a post-apocalyptic like RPG 8-bit or like 16-bit like pixel art style gameplay. And you got swords, you got like attributes and areas, text, trees, and all those things, which is pretty cool. And it's made by a small team as well. I recommend playing it if you ever get the chance. All right. Honestly,
I just downloaded Hades, mainly because it was free on Game Pass, so I definitely I'm gonna give that a try. Yesterday I just beat 12 minutes. That was a crazy game. That game had me, it had me everywhere. So that's... You haven't played it yet? Okay, well, I won't say anything about it. But... So, what kind of got you into the whole streaming thing? Was it someone you already knew? I feel like that's kind of like where most people begin. It's like they kind of knew someone who was streaming already.
So for me, it ended up kind of just being something that I want to do like forever.
Really?
And it wasn't until I started watching like Kind of Funny, Snowbike Mike, and then from there, I went to Cracker T23, aka Scooter Cannon now, and he kind of like told me, he's like, yeah, go for it, and I started streaming off my Xbox originally, and then I decided, well, maybe I should just try streaming it from my laptop. My laptop got blue screen of death multiple fucking times. Sorry, I don't know if I could.
No, you're all good. Not family friendly.
Gotcha. Yeah, we're not family friendly here.
Forget families.
I'm sorry, Dom. Don't hurt me, please. Okay, so essentially, I just started streaming from there. And another thing that kind of pushed me towards it was because when COVID was hitting and all that stuff, my grandpa passed away, right? Because of it.
I'm sorry to hear that.
And it, I- I'm not the only one. It sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I wasn't really close to him, but that's my first like ever like family death essentially. So because of that, it's like I kind of just threw myself into it. You could even ask my fiance. It's like I would stream day in and day out, just like
Really?
back to back days. Yeah. So that's why I started, and a year later, I'm what 800. Let me check real quick. I should have it pulled up. God damn it. I'm like at 856 right now,
Nice.
which is insane.
No, that's
But
truly
yeah, it's
awesome.
just it's crazy to me that that much progression has happened, over the course of a year.
So did you start like when COVID was just hitting, like that
Essen-
summer?
yeah, essentially. Like, I started in June, like officially started to stream, and then like in July is when I that's when I hit affiliate,
Nice. Hey Robo, good
and
to see
then
you here.
no reapy neeps, stop it. So from there, it just kind of like kept going, and I just played a lot of Hades and roguelikes, like Children of Morta, Hades, Wizards of Legend, all these other types of games, right? And the funny thing is that one day that my laptop just went blue screen. It's like, okay, so I can't do that. So I jumped on my Xbox, no camera, keep in mind.
Oh, you're a no cam streamer.
For a bit there, yeah, because laptop was not having it. So from there, I was just streaming on my Xbox, and then I got raided by I don't know if you know who this is, but his name's Jesse Cox.
I don't.
So Jesse Cox is somebody that like was with Warp, like he's done stuff with like Warp Zone, Geek and Sundry, all these types of people like Felicia Day, right? So he randomly raided me one day, and it just I went from like 50, 60 followers to like over 100.
That's crazy.
So which was insane, like with no camera, no nothing. But essentially, yeah, man, it's just like distracting myself from, everything that was happening in the world at the
Mm-hmm.
time, and now I'm doing this on a daily basis if I get the chance.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Like I knew what Twitch was, but I wasn't really on Twitch. And it was kind of
Yeah.
COVID that kind of brought me towards Twitch around that same time, that summer. Mainly people I'd watched on YouTube. I knew that they streamed, so I was like, well, let me see what their live content's like, you know? And yeah, it wasn't till, I've talked about this with other people who like streamed. I call it I know it's a bad term, but like the COVID boom of Twitch, right? Like, people who kind of got in that time, they saw their growth happen pretty quickly, and it was awesome to see. And me seeing all these shit, because me personally, I like watching quote unquote smaller streamers.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know the psychology behind it, but to be able to interact with someone and talk to someone and everything, you go to someone who's 1,000, 2,000 plus viewers, your chat really gets lost in the ethos
Yeah.
of, you know,
You don't really get to interact.
exactly.
Yeah.
So it wasn't really till January that I thought I was gonna stream of this year, and like March-ish, where I actually like dove into it. I was like, let's do this. But here we are. Here we are now.
Yeah.
13 episodes into a podcast. So I feel like we're somewhere. We're getting somewhere. Did you ever see this becoming a full-time thing? Is that a goal of yours?
It is. It really is. Like that was one thing that I really, because I personally don't like working in a grocery store or in a meat market or this or
Mm-hmm.
that. And I honestly enjoy streaming. I enjoy the interaction with people, just playing video games, sitting here working on content and this and that, like uploading it to YouTube and just hitting that live button. It's just real fun to me. Uh, I mean, I told you before we started, like what happened with YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Like my account randomly got suspended for no reason. So
Yeah, that's crazy, and that really sucks with someone who's trying to make that a career. You know, and it's like when you're trying to do stuff and you're trying to get something off the ground, and something like that happens, it almost feels like it's holding you back, keeping you in place.
yep, you're like, come on. Come on, I'm just trying to get going. I'm like, I'm
Exactly.
trying to rev the engine and just go.
Hmm.
But
I definitely get the
um,
YouTube grind. And to try and put I don't have any like false aspirations of trying to make it full time. I think if it naturally got to a point where I saw the viewership and the engagement that I knew if I took it full time, it could become bigger. As of right now, I'm just, if it happens, it happens. But I'm not gonna not try as well, So I'm trying to do the Twitch thing, trying to do the YouTube thing, post on Instagram, post on TikTok. Have you felt the burnout from all of that yet?
from Twitch, yes, I felt it in like last December.
Okay.
Like I streamed like once that month,
Really?
just once.
That's crazy.
It's just that you don't think about it because you're just like, let's keep going, let's
Mm-hmm.
keep going. Like you're an unstoppable train, and then like eventually it catches up to you, and you're like, whoa.
Mm-hmm. Well, I
So
feel like you can get such, like highs after a stream, right? Because like, not
yeah,
that it, I equate a stream to like that feeling after a stream, like, oh man, like that jittery feeling of, even if it's
yeah,
late, you can't go to sleep afterwards because, like you just had a great time, and then there are times where like you can't wait to end stream because it just didn't go the way you wanted. If it's technical issues or uh, a weirdo in chat or whatever it may be, like you can definitely get the opposite ends of it. I didn't stream very much this past month, and I'm glad to be back. So I definitely know what the burnouts feel like.
yeah. It's like when there's a high, there's a high. It's like don't get me wrong. There's you know, you do like a subathon, or you do just like you set a challenge, you get to that point, you do that, and then a bunch of people come out, all these things, and then it's like afterwards you're just kind of left like, okay, now what?
Hmm.
It's like, what am I going to pursue now?
Yeah.
And it like what it's just that drop off that you feel immediately afterwards as well, like because with that high comes down,
Yeah.
and I felt that multiple times already.
Yeah, I could definitely get that. I forgot who said it, and I may have said it on a podcast before, but he said he was talking to his dad, and his dad was always like not depressed, but was always like a little bit sadder in life, while he was growing up. But then once his dad got into his 60s, it's like he wasn't depressed anymore. And he's like, what changed? And he's like, I thought growing up, I was always after the next goal. I was always hopeful for the next goal or hopeful for the next thing. And when you don't reach it, sometimes you feel depressed about it. He's like, now I'm old age. It's like, that's just life. You can't reach every goal that you set out to make, and then the ones you do make, it's not always as satisfying when you hit it. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't make more.
Yeah,
I like attainable
like
goals.
yeah, honestly, like honestly for me, even reaching like affiliate was
Yes.
the longest stretch out there,
Mm-hmm.
and I hit it, which was mental to me. And now it's just all right. um I've been told that it's like, oh, you can make it to part. It's like I hope I do eventually,
Mm-hmm.
which would be great, but that's just so far ahead, and I'm just
Yeah.
kind of thinking it's like, well, maybe I should just focus on growing slowly but surely with like videos, or doing random, where is it, there it is, like random just gimmicks, right?
Nice. Okay.
So it's just like it's just having fun along the way and seeing what I could do to grow and not lose yourself to it eventually, because that will eventually happen, and like even now I don't know what exactly I'm doing to reach those goals that I've been setting myself
Mm-hmm.
to, obtain. Which, undoubtedly I'll eventually reach them. It'll take time, but hey, that's just how it is. Everything takes time, and it's not immediate.
No, for sure. Like, I don't know how you have felt about your growth, but I definitely feel like mine's been a slow burn. Um, there have been sparks, obviously, mainly just from networking. You know, meeting other people, those people supporting you, bringing their viewers over to you, and you see, just like you were talking about with that raid. So you see like sparks and everything, but overall, the growth for me at least has been very slow. Um, like the affiliate thing, you hear so, and I never try to compare myself to anyone ever, but you hear the stories, right? And it's like, yeah, I started streaming last week, I just hit affiliate. I'm like, whoa, that's crazy. You started streaming last
Yeah,
week? I was like, it took me like 2 months. Like, it was crazy,
and
so.
there's people like even now that will. It's like they've been sharing for like years and years and
Mm-hmm.
years, and like, they still haven't hit affiliate.
Yep, I've seen that as well. It's pretty yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the special sauce to Twitch is. That's why I'm just trying to hit everywhere, YouTube, uh uh Spotify and Apple Podcast now with the podcast. I'm trying to get it everywhere.
Yeah, that's one thing that I also need to work on myself, like putting like the what's the word that I'm looking for? The D&D podcast.
Yeah.
Like I need to start putting that up there because it's like there's a whole there's a whole market. There's a whole market out there for like, D&D podcasts
Mm-hmm.
and just like interviewing content creators and all these little things. And there's a niche for that. And like you've been doing, I need to get there
Mm-hmm.
eventually.
What up,
But it's
Kearns?
just,
It's
hey,
it's
what up?
it's hard. I don't know what you're using to uh edit videos or anything, or I don't know if you're just uploading it straight. Um for me, what was the easiest way, if you want to do it, is I would always edit my videos in DaVinci Resolve, which is like a free
Editing
software or
software?
whatever, editing software. And then it's like in the edit point, you like separate the audio from the video, and then it gives you your audio. And I was like, okay, well, this is easy. I can do this while I'm editing my video, and I don't even have to do it. It was like 30 extra seconds. You know what I mean? Um,
Right.
and there's also a website called Anchor.
Oh yeah, I've heard of
So
it.
if you know of Anchor, you can just upload it to there, and it literally uploads it to Spotify, Apple, literally everywhere podcasts can be found. So instead of having to try and hit everything, just one app uploads it all, and then there you go. Because I agree, D&D does do very well in the podcast. Some people don't have time to watch the videos, so they want to listen.
Yeah, especially with like YouTube being, it's like you have to watch it. Like, I mean, there's YouTube Premium, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's like because I have YouTube Premium, or at least I did.
Oh, good on you. I don't do it.
But it's like I would have that on. That way, I could just listen to whatever I was listening
Yeah,
to and not watch the video.
true.
But now, what ends up happening, it like if I'm not watching it, it'll just pause by itself.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, well, there goes that avenue. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like I just deviated from that to a bunch of other podcasts because that's just like that's how I discovered Critical Role. That's how I discovered like High Rollers. Just Roll With It, like a bunch of like D&D
Mm-hmm.
channels with
Which are
that.
great
Which
names.
yeah, and it's just like well, I could do that,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I'll eventually get on there, and yeah, sorry for rambling.
Oh no, that's what it's all about, man. So the podcast's all about you, all about the rambles, the journeys through this past year. So I know you said you had a fiance, and
Yeah.
I've seen her come on stream a couple times, play some games. How's that been with the support of her being able to back you through it?
So okay, it's been really good. Like she's really creative when it comes to stuff. I'm not gonna lie to you. At the beginning, she was very like, okay, well, what about me? Like,
Rightfully
yeah,
so.
it's like, Yeah, exactly. Because at the beginning, it ended up just being like me go to work, stream, go to work,
Hmm.
stream, go to work, stream. And it's just like hardly spend time with her. And now that's why I take so many breaks instead of, I continuously grind it out because it's like I want to spend time with her.
Hmm.
She's the love of my life. You have to do that eventually because
Yeah.
if not, that'll just kind of trickle away. Which I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one that's ever felt that, but now it's a lot better because I found that balance now, which is good.
Hmm.
So
No,
it's
I think with like love and friends, family, or your relationship, when they see something you enjoy and are happy with, I think some of that initial, well, what about me? When you're giving them attention, rightful attention, obviously. When you
yeah,
when you just focus on that, it goes away. But like when they see something you're happy and they want to support you naturally. It's like who doesn't want to see their significant other smile, or who doesn't want to see that person laughing? Like
yeah,
like relationships in the past when you hear your girlfriend like on the phone laughing in the other room, you're never mad at that. You're like, oh, she's having a great conversation right now. It's like, it's almost the same thing. You can have some amazing conversations on stream, which is almost my favorite part about it. Is the chat interaction. It's like I could almost not play a game ever, and as long as there was people to talk to, I'd have a great time.
yeah. It's hilarious because like chat will legit chat is the reason why I die in games.
Yes, I see that a lot.
It's like because you want to focus on that, but then it's like okay, I gotta also talk to everyone here,
Hmm.
and if not, yeah. So it's nice. Like her like constantly supporting me. She's the one that did this for me.
That's awesome.
Um
You need a feminine touch.
yeah, so it's nice. It's real nice because without her, it's like she helped come up with like a lot of this stuff here,
Hmm.
which is insane to think, but like without me, I'd just be like, okay, here's a wall, here's a chair. Yep.
Right.
Here I am.
Yeah, I noticed on your Twitter, I think it was your Twitter, uh, when you got your like light box or whatever, and when it came in,
Yeah.
she'd like already made a message or something. Like so
Yep.
it's like those little things that it's just funny to see.
Yeah. So it's nice. And then we've been engaged for a while, and planning on getting married, but
It's
right
expensive.
now, oh yeah, definitely. It's like if the way that I see it, it's like we could either try to get a house or we could have an actual wedding.
Hmm.
And it's like I think one of them should take a priority over the other.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's just I guess you could call it the millennial in me, but like I'd much rather just have a house than go do some
Oh yeah.
extravagant wedding. You know what I mean? And that's why I look for certain places like Colorado, where you don't even need, I forget what they're called, but that person who like does the, God, what are they called? I don't know. Pronounces you husband and
Uh,
wife or whatever. Um,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I know just random people can do it. All you got to do is like take a class or something like that. But Colorado, you
To
don't
officially do it.
you don't even need that. You can just go get married anywhere. Anybody can do it for you. And there's some beautiful places in the mountains there. So I think if that ever comes up again in my life, I think that's probably where I'll want to be getting married.
But just have to, conventionally get married over there, not in Texas.
Yeah, listen, Texas is fine. I grew up in Texas. There's some great places in Texas. I actually would like to live there again. But when it comes to beauty in Texas, there's not. You
You
got,
got planes.
yeah, you got to
You got
travel.
planes.
So it's kind of funny, but yeah, I mean, Texas isn't all that bad. I know you're down further than I was, so it's probably a little bit hotter, a little
Yeah.
bit more humid.
Yeah, Austin.
Mm-hmm.
And then with like what happened this year, like it legitimately shook her. because like with the snowstorms and
Oh
everything, not
man,
having
it's
power,
crazy. Ice
like
storms were insane.
yeah, like, and then for her, the thing is, it's like it's been challenging for her this year because of like she lost her dad. She like all these things just constantly piling
Mm-hmm.
on her. And it's like, like how she is there for me to support me whenever I do this, or have a bad mental health day because like I just had like a booming thing like when I say boom, it's like like you said, the sparks
Yeah.
essentially. It's like, okay, we're gonna go right back down. Like, and that affects me. So it's like just how she is there for me, I have to be there for her, whether she likes it or not.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I think it's important
so
to be able to have someone there to talk to and talk about those. But I think everyone needs to let those things out, or you just end up
yeah,
popping. It's just bottle so far,
yeah,
you just pop.
yeah. I think that's why I kind of got burned out last year because of that reason that I just like no, gonna just hold it, not gonna let it go. So it happens. Um, so yeah, it's like I don't know how to entirely put it, but it's real nice to have that company, like to be there.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly don't know where I would be like without her,
Mm-hmm.
like when it comes to that type of stuff, because it's like you could talk to someone, you could talk to like your friends or whatever, but it's like they're not going to entirely understand it as much as you would want them to,
Mm-hmm. No,
because
100%.
yeah, it's like, oh yeah, like, hey man, I'm not having a good day. It's like, oh man, that sucks. It'll get better though. It's like,
Yeah, I mean, I think friends, they'll, even like your best friend can say something like my best friend would be like, oh, hey, things will get better, whatever, like you just said. But I think it's with the significant other, it's the person you're most vulnerable with, right? So I think when it comes to that type of stuff, their words affect you more or mean more, even, you
yeah,
know.
it rings a lot more in your
Mm-hmm.
head rather than yeah.
So yeah, I totally get that. I'm glad you have someone in your life that supports you and get you through it, because it's important. It really is, because this could be such a daunting thing to go through all the time. Um, and I'm so happy for the connections I've made with other streamers to
Yeah,
be able to
same.
talk about this and everything like that. Because yeah, it's tough. It's tough. And I know that I see why people quit. I see why people have such a good start, but then just burn out and quit.
Yeah, it'll happen. It's like because it's multiple factors like go into it,
Yes.
and it's not for everyone. It really isn't, because it takes a special type of person to be like, well, I'm gonna get up and do this every day, whether it's I see anything come from it or not, or people are people and they will be assholes on the internet because it's like I'm
Yeah.
gonna be a troll just to be a troll.
Yeah.
Like the entire thing right now that's going on with Twitch,
The
like
hate raids.
the yeah,
It's crazy.
like
It's truly crazy. I feel like it's not that hard to fix either, right? Like, it's almost like Warzone's version of hackers. It's like, come on, guys, can you put the
yeah,
anti-cheat in to just be able to get rid of these guys? It doesn't seem like it's too difficult. You're backed by Amazon. You got the money. I think you have the people to be able to fix this problem.
hmm. Yeah, they'll fix it eventually, hopefully. Like
They will.
they've been addressing it and all that stuff, so it's like we'll see, we'll see,
I think with,
definitely see what happens.
I think with me is like, obviously I'm on the outside. I've never experienced a hate raid, but I've seen them, and it sucks to see that happen to other people. But I remember like when I first started streaming, I would see minor. I wouldn't call them hate raids, but it would just be like random people would come into chat and then start spamming some crazy shit. And you block them, you ban them, whatever, and you move on. But I hadn't seen it to this scale that this
Yeah,
last month has been. It's been truly insane. Like hundreds of people in your chat all at once just spamming something. That's kind of insane.
yeah.
Uh-oh. I think I lost you for a second. There we go. But
Yeah,
with that, I am
internet being finicky.
oh, you're all good. With that, I am taking a day off of Twitch on, was that Wednesday? This next Wednesday, the 1st. Um, just to
What's going on?
support everyone
Internet.
that's doing everything. You're all good, man.
That does that. What's happening?
You're.
Internet, please.
This is the only times I'm
One second.
glad.
One second.
Oh,
I'm
you're
gonna
fine. You're
try
fine.
something.
It's the times I'm glad I have AT&T fiber.
Okay. Yeah, I have Spectrum fiber. And
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, here in
yeah,
with Oklahoma, with
but
all the
it's run through.
winds,
Yeah.
it can really mess with the internet. So I just needed buried cables.
See, un momento. Okay.
Hey, it's a great smile to freeze on, you know?
Please work.
Oh,
Okay. Hello.
hello? Oh, I'm doubled. Okay, hold on. He's coming back. He's back.
There you go.
He's back. Uh-oh.
Good lord.
Oh, no. No.
My internet was just like, yeah, I'm just gonna not work. Cool.
You're all good, man. So what's I feel like what elevates everybody is failures, right? You can have a failure in life, you learn from it. Failures are big learning experiences. What's been one of your biggest failures on Twitch that's given you the most knowledge afterwards?
Okay. I know I'm gonna get some flack from this. I know I am. But honestly, like, you know, you could play with friends and all these things. One of the failures that I've like met myself is like giving people too much the benefit of the doubt, or giving people too much power. Like, just like, no, it's fine, like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the thing that I realize. It's like some people just don't change, like as much as you want them to, or as much as you want them to, like, improve. And just like that's a failure that I've experienced myself. It's like, just how do I put this properly?
You're all good.
I would say, like, because you can make all these friends on Twitch and all that stuff, but at the end of the day, it's like, you know like, as much as you want to support everyone, it's unattainable. Like,
Very
I've
true.
experienced that for that. Like, that's something that I've experienced, like,
Mm-hmm.
firsthand. It's like, I want to be there for everyone, but it's like, and I will like preach and this and that, but it's like, I can't.
Mm-hmm.
I legitimately can't. Like, if I want to subscribe to everyone, that will that's
Yes.
a lot of money.
Yeah.
That'll go right down the drain. And as much as I want, for there to be a community that is all about positivity and all these things, we're humans.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to be like that. It's like, it's rough to see everyone, trying to be like, oh yeah, the camaraderie, all these things, but in reality, it's not that simple as much as you would want it to be.
There's also some people, and I don't think it's a bad thing, as well, I say that, but like, there's also some people that you just don't vibe with. You know what I mean? And like,
Yeah.
for a perfect example is like a workplace environment, right? 'Cause everyone's been there, had a job or something, and you almost have to force yourself to get along with people in jobs, right? But there's
Yeah.
always a coworker that you just don't vibe with, you know. And it's almost the same way with Twitch, or it can be. You know, you go into people's streams, you get rated to other people's channels, you see someone you like support this person, so you're like, oh, they must be
Yeah.
cool or whatever, so you try and like stick around, support them, and then you're like, oh, well, I just don't like them, you know what I mean? And I don't think that's a bad thing, you know. I don't think that's like
Yeah.
a awful thing to be like, hey, you know what, I don't want to support this person. Or for example, like, I know you play with a lot of other people. I don't know anyone in y'all's group that I don't like, so I don't want to say y'all for
Yeah.
example, but y'all have a bunch of people that you play with sometimes, you know. um, and like say someone new came along and then, you know, they just didn't vibe with someone else, and kind of throw the whole thing off, you know what I mean? Just from that one new
Yeah.
person joining and like not vibing with someone else. So it's like, I don't know, some people just suck. That's really what it is.
Y- Yeah. And it sucks that it's like that. But I mean, we're all human. It happens.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can't be expected to be like, yeah, sure, everyone come on in. It's like,
Yeah.
no, like there's a point where you have to be a realist. Yeah, you have to be realistic, and you have to, set boundaries and all these things, because like shit happens,
Mm-hmm.
and not everyone's gonna be like you said. You're not gonna like everyone, and that's just how it is. Like it's not necessarily a bad thing, because you need to take care of yourself as well.
Yep. And some people like behind
And
closed doors really do suck. Like I was a huge fan of Kevin Spacey growing up. I always loved him as an actor, you know. And then it turns out he's a fucking
yeah,
weirdo, man. It's like, oh, I can't support him anymore. Like it makes every movie I
yeah,
watch with him different now.
yeah. It's like so I'm a big fan of like YouTubers like Mr. Fruit or
Mm-hmm.
Slimesicle, right? And Slimesicle was part of what's it called? Like the Lunch Club. And I think those dudes are hilarious, but call me Carson, right? Like that
Happens.
entire situation.
Yep. Yeah, that one's
It's just
super
like
weird. The grooming thing is super weird.
yeah, like, and that's the thing that I've noticed happening a lot from big creators. It's just like, yo, like don't do this shit.
Oh hell no. Listen, I got kids. My kids aren't like kitty kids. They're getting my I have a 10-year-old even, but she's all, you know, she's almost 11 now. So like she's almost preteen and becoming a teenager and stuff. So like I see that and it makes me fearful as a father, one, you know, and it's like, oh, how easily that can happen. And two, it's like I
Yeah.
don't understand the mindset. I've always said like I don't care what you're into. Like behind closed doors and open doors, whatever. I don't care what you're into as long as it doesn't involve children or animals. You know what I mean? Like
Yep.
leave those two things alone. Like, and then like, and I get the, you know, like, well, in this state, the age of consent. No, dude, just like, just chill.
Like,
Like, just chill. And that goes both ways. I've seen females do it too. I'm
yeah.
not trying to put it
Oh
on
yeah,
anything.
definitely. It's sadly, it's a normal thing that happens with people.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like y'all like, and people aren't held accountable because,
Exactly.
and God, it really sucks that it's like that. Honestly,
I will say with the cancel culture of 2020 that happened, you did see a lot of people disappear, which is a good thing. I think some people, there may have been some out of context stuff, you know, or maybe
yeah,
one-sided stuff, and some people's career probably did get um, ruined. And sometimes you just don't know the whole story, you know. So like it's hard to judge off things. You know, I've had friends that broken up, you know, and then you hear this story from one person, that story from the other, and you're like, well, I don't know who to believe.
yeah. Like a lot of people tend to just jump on like the information's there and that's it, nothing else.
Yeah, true.
I don't need to hear the rest of the story. It's like what's his name? Jared. What Jared something. He used to be with Normal Boots. But essentially, it's like somebody came out. It's like, oh yeah, he's cheating on his wife. He was grooming minors, this and that. But it's like that ended up being completely fake.
Yeah. And some people are just nice, and I've had to learn that as like, you know, someone who, you try and date or you try and talk to people. Or some people, I'm almost guilty of it myself. I'm just friendly. I'm not
Yeah,
I'm not flirting with you. I'm not. I
yeah,
hate that. And same thing with females. They get that even more so, especially from dudes. They think like, oh, she's nice to me. She's flirting with me. It's like, or maybe she's just nice. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. It's just like she's just being a friend, dude.
yeah,
That's all.
exactly.
Like
So I do think sometimes
that's all
people
your
take
role.
that as flirting, and you're like, no, hold on now, I wasn't flirting at all. I'm just a nice guy.
Yeah,
So
it's it, oh my god.
it's tough. It's
Like
a
there's
tough
a
path.
yeah. Luckily, I'm in a relationship, so
Yeah,
but
good on you, man. Stay in that. Don't get don't fall off.
but I will say this. I will say this. Like when somebody comes in to chat or this or that, and like you're just vibing, chilling, talking. There is that sense of like parasocial relationships.
Yeah, it's difficult.
And it's like, oh, you're my friend, and this and that. But it's like, I'm I'm literally just I'm streaming. That's all
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing. I'm just having a good time playing video games. And then it's like, I don't want to put her on blast, but like, she she she's a little bit of the jealous type, and it's just like,
Listen,
and
some people have the rightful reason to be.
yeah,
So,
oh no, like I completely understand. It's like because there's this entire thing of like, people will come in the chat and be like, oh, hey, handsome, or this or that. It's just like, thank you, and that's all it'll get to. But it's like in some people's minds, like narratives will just start happening and be like, yo, chill,
hmm
what's up? You see, look at Kurtz getting on me.
Exactly.
Stop it, Kurtz. Stop it.
Listen, I'm guilty of that. I'm definitely guilty of that. I just think it's funny, you know what I mean? And I only do it to people that I know do it as well. If I go in there and I'm like, "Hey, cutie," or something like that, it's because I know they
Yeah,
do that as well. I would never
yeah,
do
yeah.
that to someone that just out the
Like
blue.
seriously. Yeah, it's like with Kearns or like Cranston or what's it called, like any of them. It's just like, oh, smooches or this or that, which is like, that's completely fine because
hmm
that's the type of relationship that we have. It's like joking around. But when somebody comes in and like I've had this happen to me on stream before, where it's like somebody came in, made me completely uncomfortable. I'm like,
Oh man, it's
what?
so hard.
It's just like, yo, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
Like, I get it. Like, you know, but if you want something like that, I don't know, go to those sites.
hmm
The sites that isn't Twitch.
Yeah, it's
Like,
definitely tough. I've even seen, for me, I haven't had that experience, right? Personally, no one's come in here hitting on me or anything, being weird. Luckily. Or maybe, I don't know, Kearns might be hitting on me. I don't know. But um, I have my best friend, my 100% best friend. We've been friends for so long. Stream with him all the time. He plays games with me. Brad Baker. Brad Baker is here on Twitch. Plugged him real quick. He'll like that. And but we like roast each other, and it's our way of showing love. And he roasts me more so than I roast him. But that I know that's his way of showing love. He's doing it lovingly, jokingly. There are times he goes
yeah,
a little overboard, but it's whatever. I can forgive him. But it's been crazy because people will see that banter and think they can get in on that banter,
yeah,
with that type of joking. And it's like, wait, hold on. Especially someone new. Because I remember when I was playing The
yeah,
Forest, I would just get random people who liked The Forest, who wanted to watch The Forest. And then they would see that and want to jump in on it. I'm like, wow, dude, I don't even know you. Like, you're just a random
yeah.
person. Like, you just hopped in. You got to chill.
Like, there was this one time that I was playing a Knockout City, right? And this kid just came in. It's like, add me, this name, like just add me. It's like invite. It's like, what? Like, first of all, you don't even hang out here. Second of all, I don't even know you. Third of all, it's like that's not proper Twitch etiquette. It's
hmm
like you don't come in and just like berate someone to add you to let them play with you. It's like you
That's
need
so crazy,
to.
man.
It's like chill. Like if you want to play, hang out. like if you want to joke around with people, get to know them first,
Yeah.
rather than just be like, hey, randomly jump in, call somebody a bitch, and then like
Right.
then you get banned. It's like, what did I do? It's like, what do you think?
I know this is just a hobby for a lot of us, but like imagine if your hobby was bowling and like you and your buddies are on your lane and some dude just pops in real quick, is trying to like get in on your lane and starts talking shit to you. Like, what the hell's up, dude? Like, you can't just pop in our lane. Yeah, let's
That's how you get punched.
Let's bowl together first before like, get the lane next to me or something. Let's not just get right into this.
Yep. It's just like people that do that. It's just like there's like I've seen plenty of videos on like TikTok and shit, right? Where it's like, mods, regulars, and the streamer just like vibing out, and then this random person is like, yeah, it's like, who the fuck are you?
Oh, that's great. I will say there have been times I've tuned into streams where you can definitely tell it's like an inside joke moment coming on. And I will say, I have noticed the perfect icebreaker for those type of moments. If you're wanting to include yourself in on something, because once again, parasocial relationships, one day I would love to have a podcast talking about the psychology of all this, because it actually interests me. But, I've noticed the best chat that I've seen talking about that is, what did I just walk into? I feel like that chat is like, oh, well, it's just like, it's an inch, and then it leads the person to talking about it. Don't try and just butt yourself into something, but like to say something like that, I feel like it's a good icebreaker into like a friend group of what's going on,
It's like, whenever, oh God, I honestly don't know why I got it, but whenever I wear the mask, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, what the ever living fuck did I just walk into? It's like, okay, let me explain.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just fun. Like whenever that it's stuff, it's like that makes entire like complete sense.
Thank you for the follow, Halses 00312. I appreciate you.
Think that might be a bot that's gonna do shit.
That is it a bot?
Probably.
All right.
Hopefully not.
Maybe not. Maybe not. Hopefully not.
Yeah, hopefully not.
It happens. It happens.
I mean, yeah.
I was follow botted live on stream, and I'd only ever seen it happen to other people. I have the clip of it as well on my channel, but man, it was like I had to end stream just to stop it, because it just kept coming. Like it just wouldn't stop. Like it would be like a few hundred, and then it would stop for like a few seconds, and then it'd be another few hundred, then it'll stop, and I'm like, oh no, I gotta end this. I gotta stop this now. Luckily, I had an awesome moderator who, I think I went from like 100 and something followers to like 500 followers. I don't remember how many it was, but my moderator went through and just deleted every single one of them, luckily. So I'm happy about that.
There's so I haven't had that happen to me. If that ever does happen again, I would use a commander route.
Yes, I was suggested that. Yes, that's how we were able to go through all the names and everything.
So I don't know if you ever get bots where it's like, you want to become famous?
I click the link every time.
Yes, help me.
I'm trying to be famous so bad.
I just want shortcuts, man. So for me, I haven't had those in forever. I don't know why. I don't know what happened, but I haven't gotten any of those accounts recently.
That's good.
It's like, I don't know if I'm like blacklisted from them or something, which is like, all right, cool.
This guy bans us. We're not going to do it anymore.
It's just like, but like, hey, help me out here,
right.
Like, fucking come in and then we'll make fun of you and then you can leave.
Have you been follow botted yet? No?
Nope.
Okay, that's good. I know Kearns, I know he's in here. I think he was followed by like 20,000 followers. Jesus. Yeah, I think he went from like, Kearns, if you're still here, let me know if I'm wrong or not. But like, I think it was like 20,000 followers, which is insane. I feel like there's almost that one. I know that you risk getting your channel banned, obviously, but there's also that one thing in you that's like, well, if no one's gonna notice, I might just leave it there, But I get it. I totally get it.
It's like because okay, so in the back end of things, from what I've learned, if you get follow botted or anything like that, right? Twitch will actually look at it whenever you apply for partner. Like,
Okay, interesting.
so like when Twitch, whenever you apply for partner, it's like they'll look at like, okay, how much money are we making from this person?
That's true.
Um, are they gifted subs? Are they resubbing themselves? Are they getting like? Do people actually like watch? Do they get their viewers from raids? This or that? So it's like there's a lot of that stuff, which like okay, so whenever you get rated, if people actually hit that follow button, it'll count towards that
Mm-hmm.
the concurrent viewers.
I've recently just saw something about this, but please explain more.
So essentially, like if you get rated, it's like if people stick around, if people don't hit that follow button, it's like okay, well, they didn't really engage. They
Mm-hmm.
just came with the raid, and that was it. So if people actually engage with it, it's like Twitch will see that and be like, okay, like they're legitimately getting that concurrent viewership. They're like legitimately growing by themselves, or this or that of the sorts, which I think is pretty cool that they're able to do that.
Yes.
That way, people don't like, okay, I'm just going to cheat my way to partner. That's it.
I feel like they should be a little bit more open. That I feel like that information should be a little bit more open, and it shouldn't be so vague as you
Yeah,
need
like
70.
taboo.
Yeah, it should like, oh hey, you just need 75 viewers. That's all you need. Concurrent viewers. That you need to average 75 concurrent viewers, and you get partner. And then like I see people. How I came across this, I don't know who the streamer was. It was on Twitter, but they were talking about the same thing. That they kept getting denied for partner because they said that their viewership was from raids or whatever. Like
Yeah.
their over 75 per viewership was only because of raids. I don't know how to even look at those numbers, man. I don't even know how to be like, where's my viewers from me and where's my viewers from I truly wouldn't even know how to go about
Yeah.
even figuring that out, you know. I don't do they even let you know that type of stuff? Or is it just a
Um.
back end thing on their end?
So I believe. Let me see. Because like channel analytics, right?
You can see
So
the average viewers that count towards partnership on your dashboard. Okay. So that would actually tell you your average viewers, and then like what your average viewers would be is different, right? Because that would include
yeah.
rates. So you would just have to look at the two. All right. Okay. I just didn't, it just seemed so vague to be like, no, you need this number, but it's like, well, how do I check? That's what I didn't understand about it. And then like front page doesn't count either or something like that. Like being um like promoted on the front page, those views don't count towards partnership either, which I was like, that's crazy as well. I thought you were the guys doing like promoting me. Like why am I being uh knocked now for being promoted on the front page?
Yeah. Like I honestly don't know where I stand with all that stuff. Honestly, it's like I don't know if I'm ever recommended or not. So
Yeah, I don't know how that works. I don't know how the front page thing works. I've definitely seen people on it, like Joe Medforce. Like I've seen Joe Medforce. I think that's how I first actually came across him. Was he was on the suggested streamers on the front page, and there's someone else. Someone else I know recently was on the suggested part, but I don't even know how that works. Yeah, it doesn't count. Apparently, it doesn't count. Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't understand it. I truly don't. But that's what it said in the email that they had posted on Twitter. So it's interesting. I feel like this whole Twitch thing's a little interesting. You know, they're
yeah,
kind of
there's
vague
a lot
about things.
more. Yeah, like they don't want to just put it out there because it's like, oh, we don't just want everyone in,
Exactly.
right? And like, so do you know Andy Cortez, right, or no?
I maybe I may not.
So essentially, he is part of Kind of Funny and all that stuff, right? And like, he's a partner, but he's still split 50-50.
That's crazy. I thought when you get
So it's
partner,
like
you got the 60 40
like
70
70-30
30
or
or
something.
whatever it is.
Yeah. Yeah, like that's what you would think, right? But I like it's different for everyone, and I don't know what like factors into it. I think people should just openly talk about this rather than be like, "Oh no, this is a secret." Like I don't know, there's an NDA
100%.
with it.
I think it's the
It's
same
like
thing with your job. Unless you're signing something
yeah,
in your job saying you're not allowed to talk about your wages with other employees, you should 100% talk about your wages. Don't get me wrong. I'm an owner of a business now, so I get it. It sucks when other employees are like, well, shit, dude. Like, why'd you tell them you're making that much money? But like, that's life, you know? Like, if this person's doing more work than this person making this amount of money, they should want to be like, hey, I should make more money. You know what I mean? Like it should be a
yeah.
conversation, you know? It shouldn't be so
It's like
taboo.
it's like okay, well, like why am I getting paid less than them and this and that? But it's like, all right, let me explain to you why.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a tough conversation, but it's like it'll help in the long run because you could put that extra like fire in their belly or something.
Yes. Word of advice for anyone in a job. This is just from going in for promotions and raises and giving out promotions and raises. Uh, always like being joking, like obviously it doesn't always help you out. Like some people are, you know, if you're in a very serious work environment, then like joking isn't going to go your way. But when that moment comes up about talking about a raise, because it is the most uncomfortable conversation always during all of that, if it's being hired by someone, promotion or whatever, it's like the money part, that's the most uncomfortable part of it all. But if you immediately break the ice with that and you just been like, yeah, I want a $20 raise, like just say some crazy number,
Ridiculous
yeah,
number.
that is like not even like, oh yeah, I was thinking I was gonna make like, you know, 350 this year, you know, $350,000 this year, you know, just throw some number out, and then it's like, okay, well now we've broken the ice on it and it's easier to talk about it, you know. That's just, you know, that's what I've realized in all this thing. Money's just like a weird conversation to talk about.
Yeah, it's really like because I feel like some people would be embarrassed about it, like talking about how much they make, like because some people can make a lot less, some
Mm-hmm.
people can make a lot more. It's just like, and if you make more, I feel like that would make people like, oh, well, what do you do with like this and that? It's like, well, it's just it's you're able to open up a conversation that way. That way, you don't just keep that information to yourself, and you're
Mm-hmm.
able to help others
I agree.
to possibly get there. And if not, well then, hey, life.
No, I do. I totally agree. Totally agree. So we're a little bit through this. This is where I like to get over to my rapid fire questions. My rapid fire
Okay.
questions, I just ask, I don't remember how many questions I have in here now. I always add a few more every single podcast. But you don't have to think about it for too long. The first answer that pops into your mind, give me your answer and we'll move on from there. All right, let's get over there. Let's get over there. Boom. Fire!
Oh boy.
All right. First question. What's your favorite color?
Silver.
Oh, dream vacation spot.
Uh, like in a loft somewhere,
Okay.
secluded. Yeah.
Secluded area. All right. Best pizza topping.
Italian sausage.
Okay. Is cereal soup?
I've had this argument before. No.
Okay. Okay. First game you ever played?
Sonic.
Nice. Favorite game of all time?
Ooh, fuck. Okay. Super Mario RPG.
Okay. That's a great one. How many holes does a straw have?
2?
Cat or dog?
Cat.
Okay. What villain do you empathize with the most?
Ooh. Oh God. Okay. Shit. Um. Pass.
Okay. Best Thanksgiving side dish.
Mashed potatoes and
Okay.
gravy.
Favorite actor that has already played Batman and favorite actor that you want to play Batman.
I would say Ryan Reynolds, but Ryan Reynolds is too slick.
That's not how he kind of is.
Yeah, just a little. I would say, God, not Tom Hardy either.
He's been in one, but if you would have switched that Bane role with him, I don't think he would have been that bad.
Yeah, same. Like, oh god, they really fucked that up for Bane. Um, God, does he have to be white?
No, no.
Okay, then Idris Elba,
That'd be
definitely.
great. That would actually be. I love Idris Elba. Okay, this is one of my favorite questions on here. Is cheesecake a cake or a pie?
Pie, because it's pie crust.
Mm. Who is the best Power Ranger?
Ooh, Tommy,
Okay.
hands down.
If you had to choose one condiment to have with every meal, every bite, what would it be?
Every bite,
Every bite of
barbecue
food.
sauce.
Okay. Would you rather be the first to explore space or the ocean?
The ocean, because there's a lot more stuff that we don't know
Exactly. I,
down
I
there,
always think
and we
the
live on
ocean.
the planet.
Yeah, exactly. If you had to choose one person to represent humanity if aliens ever came down, who would it be?
The most like an alien.
The most like an alien?
Yeah.
Okay. For me, that'd be like Dennis
Uh,
Rodman or somebody. It'd be someone crazy.
oh, Mark Zuckerberg.
Okay. Oh, that's true. You seen those videos of his eyes closing sideways? He might be.
Yeah.
All right. On the alien topic, would you rather have aliens be real and covered up by the government or have no extraterrestrial life at all in the universe? Like, we're
The
the
first
only
one.
ones. Okay. Okay. That's why
Because we're not the only
yeah,
ones. We're
exactly.
not the only ones.
Xbox or PlayStation?
Xbox.
Which Pokemon best describes your personality?
Fuck it. Absol.
Okay. That's awesome. That's dope. Would you rather live without Google or social media?
Social media.
That's a good choice. Favorite movie of all time?
Ooh. Oh god. Okay. Okay.
You can give me a couple
Wait,
if you want. You can give me a couple.
Jojo Rabbit.
Okay. Okay. And then the most important question, I get like thousands of tweets a day, like, "Oh, what's the answer? Is water wet?"
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, he said
Yes.
said
Definitely.
yes. He failed, guys. He failed. I'm just like
Okay. On that. Okay. On that topic. On that topic. For fish, it would not be wet. For us, yes.
Okay. Hey, I'm not here to argue it. You know, I'll let you have your opinion on it. I've given my opinion. There was one argument that I saw that water is wet because they were using water to put out water when the Gulf of Mexico was on fire from the oil spill. They were just using water from the ocean to put out the water that was, you know.
Perfect.
So,
All right.
hey, sometimes you got to do that, you know. Who have been some other streamers that have been the most helpful to you? If learning from them, teaching you about resources, who have been those other streamers that have helped you along the way?
Gamer Adam. Definitely.
He just rated me the other day. I love it.
He's a good dude. He's a good dude, and he's going through hell right now because he just got a house. He just had a kid.
Yeah, I saw all of his tweets.
Yeah. So it's like him, Scooter Cannon, and Robert Highwind.
Robert Highwind, such a gem.
Like those three are like the most helpful people out there. Sorry. If you aren't following them, please
do.
go follow legitimately.
Scooter
And-
Canyon was hilarious doing the Family Feud. I'm glad we were on the same team together.
He's great, honestly. That man deserves a lot more attention than he gets. Trust me. Like that guy is hilarious. That guy is a genuinely good-hearted person that will try to help anyone that he can when he can.
That's amazing. Fucking love Scooter, right? Okay, so where did because I'm always interested in branding, right? I'm always interested in where people come up with their names, everything like that. Where did ReapersPast come from?
Okay. Well, I've talked about this before. Reaper's Pass comes from like me growing up, there's a lot of like, people will come and go, right? Like, and I'm not talking about like just they leave your life because they're whatever. People die at a young age. People leave their life too early, and because of that, it's like I won't forget them. And as a Reaper, it's like you tend to keep those people in mind. It's like the keeper of souls, essentially. So it's like I don't forget the people that I knew growing up that passed away because of like, oh, they had a heart murmur when they were born, and like they lost their life because of it one day at a theme park or whatever. Yeah, it's like stuff like that. It's just like I try to remember those people to keep their memory alive. You know what I'm saying?
I do. I do.
So it's
That's
like,
crazy. That's amazing. That's just, yeah. I wasn't expecting that. I was not. I was expecting
yeah,
like I fucking slag people. I'm just out there just destroying dudes in games.
like don't get me wrong, I do that, but no, that's not the reason why. It's like I don't know. For me, there's a sentimental value behind it.
No, that's awesome. That's good. There's meaning to it.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's almost no meaning
which
to
is
my name. It was like it was a nickname that stuck around. I was like, I'm going with that. You know.
hey, it works. You know.
But how's that been turning it into what it is now? Have there ever been, because I just recently, I didn't really rebrand. I just took one part of my name off. So it wasn't like a real rebrand. I didn't even change my logo. It's still up there, you know? But has there ever been a thought, or is that because it's so sentimental to you, that's what you're going to keep with?
That's what I'm gonna keep with, honestly. Like, yeah, I've changed the logo, right? Because it's like I want to include like the Legend of Zelda, right? But also with that game, it's like that game you deal with loss and a bunch of other things,
Hmm.
which is like
3 day
eventually
time.
coming
Oh
to,
man, that game's deep.
yeah, exactly. Like, and the people that you meet throughout the game, it's like dealing with the end of days, dealing with people like dying, like with the Gorons and stuff like that. Whenever you get to that area, it's like the kid's dad died, and he's trying to cope with it and all these things. It's like because of that, also it fits with that theme very well. So it's like, okay, well, that's my favorite Zelda game. It's a good story. There's a bunch of like deeper messages in it. So because of that's why I included it in it. And I haven't really told anyone because this is still in the process of being made. But um, I'm getting like new starting screens and all these things done, like with essentially my character Reaper, like with a graveyard in the background with like a bunch of like souls from like video games or this or that, like people that in those games, like Dom from like Gears of War,
That's amazing.
stuff
That's
like that.
awesome. That's a great idea.
So it's like I just want to keep those things in mind because hey, that shit made you feel something
Yeah.
whenever you were playing it,
Oh, for
right?
sure. Just I know you said you hadn't played it, but I just played 12 minutes, you know, and like, oh, I was thinking about it so much that I had rated Uncle Cranston afterwards, I believe. Yeah, I think I rated Uncle Cranston afterwards, and then he started playing 12 minutes, and it was like I was still so committed to the story that I just watched him go through the whole game again. Like I just beat it, but I just literally just watched it the whole game all over again because I was just so invested in those characters, that had
Yeah,
just happened. And some games that like those amazing games that blow you away like that, they leave a mark on you.
it's like you get so like invested, so enraptured by the story, by those characters, those like whether it be like the redemption or the falling or
Mm-hmm.
whatever it is. It's just like you get so invested in it, and like you keep those. There's a reason why you remember those characters.
Mm-hmm.
Like they impact you so hard. So
No, 100%. Same thing
yeah,
with like television as well. I think that's why I was so when I like something, and this it's just how I am, but when I like something, a story, a game, or whatever, I dive 100% into it. the
Yeah,
backstory,
same.
the lore, I want to know everything about everything. So with Game of Thrones, like I loved it so much, I just wanted to know everything about everything. And luckily, George R. R. Martin is the type to be like, "Hey, here's just random bullshit about everything." He was just like, he wouldn't even focus on the main story. He was just sitting out more side stuff and more lore and more everything. And like for a nerd like me that loves that, it's amazing. But now it's at the point it's like, man, finish this damn story. I'm trying to get through this shit. But yeah, I totally get it. You get so invested. So I know we talked about it a little bit, but how's the struggle the of juggling a job, a significant other, and trying to make streaming a full-time thing? Like it's so difficult.
Oh yeah, it is. Um, so with my scheduling and everything for work, it's hard to like a consistent schedule with streaming, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, so that's like a hard thing as well because, like for example, this week, uh, I work Monday, right? But I'm off Tuesday, work Wednesday, I'm off Thursday. That's like 4 a.m. off, 4 a.m. off.
Oh wow.
So it's like it makes it very difficult. So it's like I try to at least talk to my manager. It's like, hey, can I get like back-to-back days off rather than here's a day off. All
Yeah.
right, then
Those
4 a.m.
split days are
Yeah,
tough.
yeah, definitely. So it's like, and those even those days that I work, I will still come home and stream. So it's like trying to balance all that out with like trying to stream, trying to go to work, getting enough sleep, and having enough time to spend time with her. It's
And then just
fairly
and then just errands
good.
and chores and stuff and things you just need to
Yeah,
get done in life. Like that also becomes difficult.
yeah. So it's like I'm just trying to find a balance. It's fairly hard because of the, it's you want to keep everything balanced, but at the same time, it's like, well, I kind of want to be selfish and like spend time with her.
Yeah.
But like, if I don't stream, it's like people say it's like, oh, we'll still be here when you get when you get back. But it's like people unfollow, people do this or that.
Yep.
It's like, and whenever that happens, now I'm just like, I can't really stop you or anything. It's
Yeah.
like I want to live my life and I want to be able to spend time with her. I want to be able to get like sleep and not have to worry about streaming this. Like it's tough, but at the end of the day, it's kind of like, hey, I'm only human.
Mm-hmm.
I can only do so much. I understand that you want to watch somebody play video games or like just chill out with or any of that, but at the end of the day, we're human. We need rest. We crave attention. We crave this or that. It's like, and not only that, but it's like, hey, I gotta live my life. I gotta do a bunch of other things,
Yeah.
not just this. I wish it was just this, but
Yeah.
it's not. We're not 10, we're not 12, we're not 13. Which
Hey man, I'd love
I
to go
know if
back
we
to those
all
sleepover times.
exactly. So it's just it's hard, but I'm somehow kind of making it work.
Oh, good on you,
Like,
man.
and don't get me wrong, I feel guilty when I don't stream. I
Yeah.
legitimately feel it. I'm just like, I want to, but I can't.
Yeah. I think oh, I'm so flaky when it comes to certain things because like I told myself last week, all right, you're gonna make a schedule every week now and you're gonna stick to that schedule. So I made a schedule last week and I stuck to it. Um and then I'm like, well, we're not making a schedule this week because I just know how I feel this week and I know there's probably gonna be a day that I skip, you know? And that's just how I'm at this week. I just want to be able to I have certain goals, stream at least this amount of days, post this amount of videos on YouTube. As long as I do that, I'm actually happy with the week. So anything after that, it's just like kind of extra.
Yeah, it's like for me, like that's why I can't commit to a schedule. Like
Mm-hmm.
besides my job, but it's like sometimes I'm just like I don't. I'm not feeling there. Like I'm not feeling 100%. It's like, and if you're not feeling 100%, it's like, why am I gonna stream?
Mm-hmm.
It's like because you always want to show your best self, and sometimes that doesn't happen.
Exactly.
And it's like, and sometimes it's like the days that I don't feel like streaming because it's like, oh, work was hard or this or that. Sometimes those are the best days
Yeah.
because it's like you forget about all that stuff and you
Mm-hmm.
just get enraptured in the game. You get enraptured with playing with your friends, or just having a good time in general.
Yeah, it's definitely hit or
Um,
miss. You know, I've definitely experienced those days where like I don't want to stream tonight, and then just because I was feeling bummed out or whatever, or just long day, and then I started streaming, and it was like, wow, I'm really glad I did that because that just took me out of the slump I was in. I'm in a great mood now, and so yeah, there are those times where it just completely just changes everything that you were feeling, but it can go the opposite as well. That's like the
yep.
it's like the down part of it. Um, I know no one ever wants to get caught up in the numbers, but as people who are trying to grow their numbers, it's kind of hard not to. Um,
Yeah.
so when you see your viewers are down, I actually lost more followers than I gained this week. So like I was like, well, dang, but I knew that was eventually going to happen. So it's just one of those hits that you got to take.
Yeah. And I mean, that'll happen eventually. And while it sucks, it's like, hey, well, you know what? I appreciate you sticking for the journey, the amount of time that you did. But hey, you know what? If you don't want to stay here,
Yeah,
later.
100%. Because I mean, let's. I don't remember what the percentage was. I've seen it before. I think you want to try and get like 5% of your followers or whatever as viewers. I forget what the number was. Maybe it was a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. But think about people with like 2 million followers. They don't got 2 million people in their chat or in their viewership. So same thing. I'm at like 200 and something followers. So if I could get 20, that would be awesome. If I could get, that's my goal, is right now, is if I could get it up to like 10 to 20 viewers, that I see that as a big percentage of my follower list.
Yeah. I mean, that would help a lot.
So a couple more questions before we send it all out and end it for everything. What's your next big streaming goal you have in mind?
1,000 followers at least.
Okay.
I'm close.
Yeah.
But it's taking time, which granted that was bound to happen.
Yeah. It's not always the easiest to try and make that last little push.
And I mean, like, ultimate goal is like being able just to survive live with just streaming.
Yeah. I agree. It's not that I hate my job, but I don't want to do it, man. I just rather just do this. This would be way better.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. It's like it's just a lot more. It's a lot more freeing
Mm-hmm.
because you could answer people. Yeah, sure, but it's like ultimately you answer to yourself,
Yep.
and you're your own boss.
Exactly.
So yeah, like I don't like that job. I'm just doing that because it's a paycheck.
No, I get it, man. I definitely get it, and I feel like that's a big percentage of this world still, or this, is we're stuck in jobs because of we need that money. So it's hard to find something that you truly like that also pays the bills. So, but it's cool that this does give you money. I will say that about Twitch. They could just not give you nothing, which would suck.
Yeah,
But I'm glad they at least give you something. So, episode 13. I try and always bring new people in. I like to explore, not just people I know. So I always try and get suggestions from my guest. Who are some people that you would like to see on an episode of A Dash Assault?
Nesting Dolls.
Nesting Dolls, okay.
She's another Hispanic streamer that has been playing Zelda. She's just started Resident Evil 8, then she's gonna start playing Death Store pretty soon.
Okay.
She's pretty cool. She's from Florida. Who else would I suggest? Let me see. Girl Hero. She's from here in Austin as well.
Nice.
She's pretty cool. She's been streaming for a good while now, like for years, and she's also a partner. Recommend trying to get her.
Sure.
She's hey man, you never know.
You never know. Hey, I'm all about shooting your shot. Can't be timid in this.
Yeah, especially it's a podcast,
Mhm.
like sure, a lot, like right now, you're still trying to grow, and like eventually over time, like people will come back and be like, "Oh, who is this?" and then watch it. But you never know, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just shoot your shot, because
Exactly.
if you miss on, it's like, who fucking says it? Wayne Gretzky? No, is it Michael Scott? You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Yep. Yep.
So it's like, yeah, just try it.
Exactly.
Who else? Not Your Parents GNS.
Oh, that's an interesting name.
So Not Your Parents GNS is a streaming couple. It's
Oh, okay.
Naldo and Britt. They've been streaming together for a while. They're they're
I love
hilarious.
seeing couple
Honestly,
streamers. It's so cool.
they play Left 4 Dead, they play Back for Blood, Mario Party, Fall Guys, Mario Kart. Like, ups. I highly recommend them as
Okay.
well. What else? And I would say like one more. I would suggest what's her name? Oh my god, I'm blanking on them right now. Good lord. Um, Despawn Games.
Okay.
Or Dallin. So Despawn Games, he also has a podcast about music and stuff like that. But he used to like actually be in a band and tour and all these things.
That's amazing. I've always wanted to try.
So,
I'm not musically inclined, but it seems like an awesome life.
yeah. So I would suggest like those people if you're able to get them.
Okay. Fight me, Robo. That's amazing. I love how we're able to get people in chat to just like talk and have them during a podcast. Like I never imagined when I first started podcasting that you would be able to have chat involved with it or viewers involved with your own podcast. So it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
If you could step into my shoes and you were a host of A Dash of Salt, what are some questions you would have asked?
What's your spirit animal?
Okay.
Just cause. Throw that shit out
All
there.
right.
What's your social security and your mother's maiden
Yeah,
name?
I like that.
Um, if you could have, $1 million, or just be never have to pay rent again, what would you choose? Or not rent, but what's it called? No, that's not. What was the word? $1 million, but it's like something bad. It's like, so you would get $1 million, but you would, let's say, for like a certain amount of days, you have to do like, you can only eat pudding, or you have to like, I don't know,
Interesting.
run away
Okay.
run away from the government for like an entire day, like every month, like one day out of that month, you have to run away from the government and try not to get caught by police, army, FBI, all that stuff. But you get $1 million.
Mm.
Like, would you do it? Would you take it?
Oh yes. I remember one was it was you go to jail. You can either get out within a year or 2 years or whatever the number was, or you get out whenever you finish a Rubik's Cube. And I'm like, well, fuck, man. But you get no knowledge of a Rubik's Cube before. And it's like, well, shit, I'm just going to take the year or whatever. I might be there longer than that if I'm trying to solve this Rubik's Cube.
I mean, yeah. Or you could just cheat it and
That's
be like,
true.
take it
You
for
know,
60.
yeah, you could cheat it. That would be my go-to. I'd probably try and cheat it.
They never said what rules.
Exactly. Well, once again, thank you for being on the podcast this evening, sir. I truly appreciate it. No one ever has to do it. We're all busy, so it's truly appreciated.
Of course, man.
Well, for
This is
anyone
fun.
who doesn't know where to find you, though, what are all your socials so people know where to get at you?
So follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/ReapersPast, Twitter ReapersPast, Instagram ReapersPast, TikTok it's ReapersPasta, and YouTube pending because my channel is currently suspended.
That's so
So
crazy,
we'll see what
man.
happens
So
with that.
crazy. I hope the best for you with that. I truly do.
But yeah, literally anywhere. I just ReapersPast.
Hey, it's great that you've been able to get it everywhere. That's awesome. Well, I appreciate you for tuning in and joining me. I'll let you get on with your night because I know it's been a long day for you.
Yeah, probably gonna eat and try to sleep. We'll see.
Well, have a great night, my man. And as long as you're cool with it, this video will go up on YouTube in like a day or two.
Yeah, of course.
Awesome. Have a great night.
You too, man. Laters.
Dude.